get away with that.
That's what it is. So I should listen to the noise again then.
Yeah, if you ever see me live, you'll probably end up hearing the noise quite a lot actually when I go, oh yeah. Don't know why though, if it's offensive I remember every word, but if it's nice and clean it's like, am I not allowed to swear here? Is there a swear word there somewhere? No, there's not. Okay, I can just be normal. It's kind of one of those things you spend most of your career being out there and then you forget all the nice stuff you used to do.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it's alright for me to be quite honest.
Have you got a website that people can check your music out on?
Yeah, actually I've got 2 SoundClouds. I've got soundcloud.com/Michael-Knowles-music and then another one which is soundcloud.com/unrehearsed_natural, which is the album I did with Dave Eden. It's all free, you just take the whole lot of it because it was, we decided to do this great idea of a really natural album where you just sit down and you play. You don't mess around, there's no fiddling, there's nothing, you know, stupid about it. It's just sit down, play, get it done. And we thought it was going to be like, well, it's going to be something shabby, but it actually turned out really well. Except, you know, I messed up quite a lot. Well, you know, we didn't do it exactly sober, which was the main challenge. Richard, literally, he was like, we sat down, he pressed record, and I said, dude, don't stop it, unless, of course. So we got little bits of banter in there where I go, can I get a cup of tea? And he comes through the door and you can hear him coming through and just going, do you want a cup of tea? And I'm just there like, did I actually ask? Oh, no man, it's fine. And you've got this all on, like, you've got me tuning up because I go to Open C and then it's just like tuning up and there's me babbling about, why don't people usually do a tune up? It would be so natural. And it just sounds like the hippie convention of it.
Did he do his backing exercises as well?
I don't know, he was in a separate room. That was put me off quite a lot actually. Actually, that's the one thing he does during recording actually. He does his
he came up here.
yoga.
He was lying flat on the floor and I thought, he's collapsed.
No, that's the heathen way. Canadian Dave is Canadian Dave. We can't take him away from what he is.
No, we wouldn't want to either.
The guy's going to go down in history as just the weirdest producer you've ever had in your life. But he's good. He just brings stuff out of you. He never says no. Like you know, if you say, "What do you reckon to adding this?" He goes, "Just do it." And then you add it and go, "Actually." Come back to it sober in the morning, just thinking, actually, that's not good. Shall we get rid of it? And sometimes he'll just strip a track, like, and just leave in some weird bit. So it's just an acoustic guitar and this weird bit, and it's just like, how did you even think of doing that? It's just like the guy's just a magician when it comes to that kind of stuff. So that was good.
Will you be using him to do your new album?
Well, we're kind of halfway through this one that was called Bird, which is spelled B-U-R-D, I think, or B-E-R-D. Can't remember, it's been that long since we've been on it. And it was, it's basically all of my solo acoustic stuff, but with a bit of something being a bit of, you know, epicness. Say a song's supposed to be epic, we made it epic, you know, kind of just adding stuff, play, do it, get it out of the way, next track, down, bass line, and then he just takes it away and puts drums to it and it just comes back and it's just raw and brilliant. So yeah, hopefully. But for the band I'm not sure what we're going to do, to be fair. We are going to need some free recording doing soon. Once we've got all these songs all mapped out and stuff, but yeah, you know.
Is there someone who's helped you more than anybody else in your music career?
Actually, I wouldn't be able to be here doing what I'm doing if it wasn't for like the likes of Jay Clark and Eli Cameron, the guys, all the guys down at the Brewery Tap who just put on this open mic night, you know. Brian Moore for not kicking me off stage, even though sometimes I'm a bit drunk. The guys at the Retreat in Ledbury, because without them I wouldn't have ever earned a penny from playing music or anything. They just put me on, they were really supportive. Obviously the guys in This Wicked Tongue for always putting me on, and you know, Man Size as well for various members have put me on for various gigs just to support. So it's basically a group effort with a lot of them just understanding that what I'm doing isn't like, because it used to be just a joke, you know, and now it's just, well, this is what I do.
It's your life.
Yeah, exactly. And I can't really.
Can you imagine life without it?
No. I did once.
Yeah.
I call it the dark times.
Yeah.
I drank heavily that month. For 6 months. It was
6
like,
months.
I thought, oh, I've got to quit this.
Yeah.
And it just turned into, I went to work at Asda, and that was my kind of, I've quit now, I'm going to go and get a job.
Yeah.
And it just turned into, I got £600 a month, and I blew it in a week just because I was so miserable every day, just talking to my mate. I was living at my mate on my mate's spare room, and I was just like, look, let's go get some beer. And he's like, dude, you sure you want to do that? I'm just like, beer, I've got £600, let's do this. And yeah, and actually, my friend Lionel, to be fair, he gave me a place to stay for 6 months, just so I could go and do this, and do all this. And like all my friends would give me a couch, like my band who'd buy me drinks and cigarettes and stuff, and just like previous girlfriends, my girlfriend at the moment, always supporting me doing what I'm doing, you know. Obviously the fact I'm not making any money at the moment is the downside of, you know, being a musician, but you know, everyone around me really, like you guys are putting me on, like, you know, off the cuff. I mean, not a lot of people will do that, and especially with my reputation in this town, not a lot of people do. They're quite cautious. They're like, has he actually got a set where he doesn't swear? And it's just like, you have to ask certain people if I do, because you'll find this stuff out. I just do different things. I just do this funny stuff because of the fact that it goes down well. It can fill a pub. People laugh. Laughter is better than people going,
exactly.
What's he playing now? Or he's playing something depressing. And they do. You look out at them, and you can tell when an audience is bored. Yeah. And it doesn't do good for the promoter. It doesn't do good for the venue, because people just avoid it. Like there's an acoustic night going on, and you know, I'm trying to revamp it, trying to make it fun again.
Yeah. Do you watch the crowd when you play?
The what?
Do you watch the crowd when you're playing?
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I never have a set list. Yeah. Never ever have a set list,
and you
because
just pick up on them.
Yeah, because you always, like, I'm quite lucky the fact that I can pick up on when a crowd's not liking it or whether they're liking it, because obviously doing this for 2 years, you know, when you do your nice stuff, when people are like, it's good to do a nice song in the middle of an offensive set, because then people are surprised you've got it in your repertoire.
Yeah,
you've got it. Yeah. But never start off with it. Like, I did a gig up in Droitwich a couple of weeks ago with the guys from Case Closed. Who have told me they want to put me on again, which is fabulous. Oh, really? And the first act, she was alright, you know, played some Ed Sheeran. I was sat there thinking, oh God, my entire life is flashing before my eyes, and because, like, let's face it, I'm going to put it out there, I don't like Ed Sheeran. I don't think he's done much credit for any form of acoustic music. I think he's just dragged it down. Yeah. Like, you know, you had the greats of John Butler and stuff. You know, the guys that they play stuff, and if it's like emotional, it's good emotional. Yeah. It's not like, you know, I've had my heart ripped out of my chest. And I'm gonna write a sad letter to my ex-girlfriend. And, you know, he does, like, you know. Have you ever heard Ocean by John Butler? Best acoustic thing I've ever heard of in my life. It's always natural. He's never done it the same. Well, he's probably done it the same twice, but it's just always evolving, always growing. And then you've got someone like Ed Sheeran who just came along and destroyed everything. Like, you know, all these, like, you know, like people that cover Tracy Chapman playing Fast Cars. The song's not a bad song. You hear the original, it's brilliant. Yeah. Now everyone just goes, and you're like, oh, you ruin everything. The thing is about this gig in Droitwich, though, these two, I was in the middle of two acoustic players, and they both played the same Ed Sheeran song. Oh no. And the same, both Ed Sheeran songs, they played exactly the same. And there was another one that somebody else, and I was in the middle, obviously, and I don't do that, like, at all. In fact, I don't think I've ever played Ed Sheeran in my life. And I was like, yeah, mate, you're not going to get me to do that. And then I obviously got this really big response, and then I felt sorry for, like, this guy Corey Young. He's good at what he does, you know, and he spent the whole thing, and you could see him doing Fast Cars. And you know when a guitarist is frustrated, he started chording it all and started doing it, like trying to make it so that people would listen, and no one did, until he did his own song. And it was just like, dude, do your own stuff. Get your own identity. If you've been doing this for a long time and you're covering stuff, if it's not your cover, drop it, like, straight away. In fact, actually, if there's any acoustic players listening, if you've got any of your own stuff, drop all your covers. They don't care if it makes you have a 15-minute set. 15 minutes of brilliance is better than an hour of something no one wants to listen to.
Top tip. Yeah.
Exactly, because you know you're in this business for a while, and you suddenly realise it's a business. You know, you can cover all you want, but at the end of the day, how many royalties are you paying out at the end of the day? You know, you're not going to get paid a lot.
No.
Cover artists do, but they, you know, you have to.
It's never going to be as good as the original. So
exactly. So just write your own stuff, get your stuff out there. You know, even if you think it's terrible, the first few songs you write always the worst.
Yeah.
Got songs wouldn't touch with a barge pole now. You know, they're all just, oh, I'm so depressed. Check me out, strum my guitar.
How many songs have you written, do you reckon?
All in all?
Yeah.
I'd say I'm bordering on 60 to 70.
Cool.
That I've literally sat down and I've just thrown most of them out the window. I've just been like, yeah. Because if it's not good enough for me, it's not good enough for the crowd. Because you can't, if you don't like a song, people will pick up on that. Yeah. They'll sit there and they'll be like, if you don't like it, why the hell am I here? And why am I paying money to watch this? Why am I buying drinks here when there's a pub across the road, no music, and I can enjoy myself? Yeah. So, you know, I've just thrown out loads of old material and just brought in all this stuff that I've jammed out, and, you know, I've written songs on stage and they've just stayed in my repertoire for being good and being funny.
Do you use open mics as like a practice then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the Brew Out, that's my basically pen to paper kind of thing. Yeah. You know, I'll sit there, I'll just be strumming along. Because people know me by now. There's a lot of talking, there's a lot of jamming going on. And I jam with myself, it's just the easiest thing to do. Yeah. And then if there's an idea, I'll work on it later. If I don't pick up anything from the show, just don't bother. As long as they got their film, they got their hour of Michael Knowles, it's fine. And, you know, it doesn't really pay, but I'm not doing it to, well, I'm not doing open mics to get paid, I'm getting it to be known. You've got people going, you know, oh, when you're next playing, you know, you get that false people that go, when you're next playing, tell me when you're playing. So you tell them, they're like, oh, can't turn up that day, and you're just like, it's a Friday night. What are you doing? Go on to Facebook, Saturday, top night, oh, it's like you couldn't have just waited 30 minutes? 30 minutes of your time. Exactly. Cheap booze, you could have just not been deaf for an hour, you know, not going to a nightclub going, what? You want a drink? What? None of that, you know. So yeah, it's pretty. I got it. I think I got it quite good, to be fair.
Yeah. Right, time for another.
Time for another.
What are we gonna do?
I'm gonna do Toaster Boy. Okay. A song about indifference. Yeah, it's basically my. It's my Tenacious D. You know, I wrote it on a train. This took me 10 minutes to write. Literally, just was on a train, had the idea. As soon as I got off the train, ran straight over to the postal order, grabbed a pen and paper, wrote down the first line, wrote down the chorus, went to an open mic night, grabbed the guitar and started going. And I was just like, right, okay, that's pretty good. So this is Toaster Boy, I think.